Hello there, guys. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at how to implement Laravel Livewire blog using Livewire. So we are going to make an application using uh, Livewire, which is a blog application. Now, this is just a simple a CRUD application whereby it just has various posts, quite a number of posts, and then we have, of course, the edit and the delete options here. So this is what we are going to be implementing. So here I've just created some post, but what you can do here, you can just come and click here, enter a title for a blog, for example, how to make a blog, for example, like that. Then here you can enter something like um, to design a blog. So just the demo, and then you click save once everything is done. So this is now the post, and then of course you can edit the post. For example, you can add out, that is to design a blog um, using Laravel and Livewire, just like that. And then you check if everything. You can also make this blog to be caps, and then you save your um, post. Now you can see it has been created, and as well you can just delete. So the delete option is also working. So the delete option is working. So it's just a CRUD application, a simple application. But now what you can do here, you can think of application that you can make, for example, a blog application or another application that utilizes CRUD functionality using Laravel Livewire, whereby you find that by using Livewire, there's no page reload and everything is being just Livewire acts like a front end. Um, Instead of, for example, you using a React.js framework to make such a front end part whereby the page doesn't have to reload and so forth, by use of APIs, which can take time. By use of Laravel and Livewire, you can just, because Livewire is implemented within Laravel, so it makes things easier for you. So what you need here, you just need Bootstrap and then Livewire, and then of course the Laravel as your backend. Yeah, so this is what you're going to be doing. So stay with me up to the end. I'll show you step by step how you can implement this, and then uh, go and apply it to your applications. So guys, so let's begin here. Now guys, here I've just installed a Laravel blog application by coming to this website here. So I believe by now you should be, if you're a Laravel developer, you already know all this. But if you are new, this is just a command you need to copy. And then I've just changed on this part here to Laravel blog here. And then you just click it, enter, and then the application will be installed for you. So that is, now this is what I have. So when I click on shift, control shift, and then this tilde sign, I'm able to open the terminal. And then here, let me go to git bash. So that is git bash. And then now from there, we can now begin. Since we have our Laravel application installed, we can now begin. So now the next step here you'll want to do is to install the Livewire component, of course, because now we are using Livewire, so as to create this blog here. So just come to your terminal here and type composer require Livewire Livewire slash Livewire. So what will happen here is Livewire will be installed together with any other components and files that we need to use within this application. As well, you can also come to their website here, if I can remember, Livewire Laravel. You'll be able to find their website, should be this one here. So you just click on the link and then, yeah, so you're good to start. So if you don't know about Livewire, it's just a package within Laravel that you can use to make applications whereby you don't need to to leave the comfort of your Laravel. So yeah, so for example, making simple forms, forms which don't require reload and so forth, Laravel will be Livewire, sorry, will be the tool for you. So you can just come to their documentation here and then begin from, that is by clicking their docs here, and then of course you'll be taken to the quick start whereby you can just begin by learning a Livewire. So in the near future, I may do a tutorial on Livewire. So comment below if you want that to happen. Okay, so this is the application. So let me take it out. So just come here and then begin. So I believe by now the application is still being installed. So let's wait for it. Okay, guys. So now the Livewire has been installed, and I believe should be in the controllers. So it has been installed. Okay, what we have now is just the Livewire that has been installed. So what we want to do, the next item here is to create a Livewire component. Now, how do we create a Livewire component? Now, the Livewire component is the one that is going to create for us a kind of a controller, because within Laravel we normally have controllers here. That's what I was looking at, but we need to create it first before uh, we come here and look for it within our application. So here you're going to run PHP artisan, make Livewire posts like that. Now what is going to happen here? So here, this is what I was looking for. So do you like to okay, let me just ignore this one, is not necessary. So what you're going to have here is that we are now having a Livewire, and then now we are having this particular controller here within our Livewire, which basically it extends the component that is within our Livewire Livewire framework. So now here it has now been created such way in such that now here what we have is we have this. So now within this post.php, now we are able to create what it does. You can see here it is saying return view livewire.post. So the livewire.post is, for example, we are rendering the component, and then of course the component is there's something we create here within our resources here. So within our resources and then within our views, there are some things we are going to create. You can see here. So what has happened is that it has created two files within the controllers, that is post.php, and then the other one is post.blade.php. Now this is the one that is being returned by the post.php here. So livewire.post, that is Livewire being the folder, and then .post, and like so. So what I would like us to do is to add logic for application within this part here. So what we are going to do here, we are just going to begin from somewhere here. Now this one, I'm going to push it somehow down. So here I'm going to push so that we can just begin with the functionality. Now what I'm doing here, I'm making a blog which is going to return, for example, the title, description, the post ID, the post update, and so forth. So here, the first thing I'm going to have here is the public, and then the public is going to have, for example, post. Then you are going to have description. You're also going to have at post ID. So you're going to have the ID of a post. As well, you're also going to have the update post. Let's make it caps so that it will have the camel case. Okay, so then now we are going to set this to false. Now, what does it mean? This one means that this one is going to be true or false in terms of when we are going to be rendering, for example, a title, description, update post, and so forth. So we are going to make it that way. Then as we continue, I'll explain further. So here, add post, of course, we're also going to set it to false. Okay, so that is it. Now, the next item here, so the next part here we're going to make is a delete action listener, whereby you're going to, for example, when you delete a post, for example, you saw on the earlier project, it's going to listen to the delete functionality from the, that is from the post.blade.php, and then when you click the button delete, and it's able to call this particular function. So here we are going to have protected. So we're going to have, let's make it this on the same line, and then let's add this one like this. So you're going to have at this. So this is listeners, and then what we have here is that it's going to listen to this particular delete, and then here we have delete post listener, should be that way, and then this is going to be this way, whereby now we are going to have the delete post like that. Yeah, so, and then of course this is you have to close that. So what is happening here is that the protected listeners is only going to listen for the post listener event. So this is just an event within the JavaScript, so that once we get to delete a post, it is now deleted. Now the next item here I'm going to have is another protected, which is going to have the validation for our post. So we are um, going to have something like this. So here we have title, and their title is going to be equal to required. I believe if you have been designing this application so far, these things become easy as you continue learning them. So here we have description, description. Then here we're going to have description is also going to be required. So it means I forgot to show you that there was validation within the application, but you're going to see this one as we continue. This needs to be equal sign like that. So now the next item is we are going to reset all the inputted fields. For example, if somebody, um, that is, if you get to update a post or create a new post, the fields are going to be automatically reset. So here we're going to create a function that is going to do that. So the function here is going to be reset. So here we're going to have reset fields. So let's make this one like this, and then this is going to be like that. Okay, and then here I'm going to have this command here which does this. Sorry, this is so this one has the title. We are going to set the title empty, so that once a post has been created, then sorry, this should be attached to this like this, and then description. So these two fields are going to be set to empty when you create a post like that, right? So this should be that way, and this so we have set this is a description. Sorry, this is should be this way. Sorry, this is what am I doing here? So I'm trying to check the error here, and I'm noticing I have not defined the title like that, and then the description should not have description, should just be description like that, so that now these ones they will be defined, the error will go away. So take note of that. So now the next item here is to render the post data. So here we are going to create now the render. So here we don't even need to do that because we already have it. So here we already have it. So this is the one. So here we are going to render the post data within our livewire.post, and of course this should be the one here. This is the one that will render what you're going to see on the screen. So we are going to have it this way. Now here it is just returning the view, but we need to define some things here. So we need to use this keyword, whereby you're going to to append this to post. So we are going to create a post model, as you can see. So here I'm going to have select, and then I'm going to have the ID like this. Then I'm going to have a title, and then of course description. So do you have any description here? So this should be IN. Okay, so here we have this. Of course, we have this question. We have that. Okay, so here I'm going to use the get keyword there. So as to get whatever you're going. So here, basically what we are doing, we are defining this keyword. Within the post model, we want to select the ID, the title, the description, and then we are going to return that within our livewire.post within our application there. Now the next item here is to open and add the post form. Now remember, we are creating the post, and then the post is going to be added within our database. So what we are going to do here, I'm going to create a public function like that. So this public function is the add post, of course. Remember, we have it here. Remember, this is the one you have set to false here by defining this variable here. So we are having it that way, whereby we are going to add some few things here. So the first one is we are going to reset the field. Of course, we are going to call the reset fields because we already created it. And then the other one is that we are going to have also the add post, should be that one there. Now this add post here, we are going to set it to true. So that means when you're adding the post, we are going to set it to true so that it can add a post for us. So this is just the logic behind it. And then here we have the one for update the post. And then of course this one we are going to set it to false because we are not updating. In other words, we are going to have a function for updating the post whereby we are going to set it to true. But this one we are setting it that way. So the next item here is to create this to store the user inputted post data in the post table. In other words, here we are going to create the store post. So I'm going to have a public function like this. So a public function, and then the public function here is of course store the post. So that's what I'm having. I don't know if we defined it here. We have not defined it here. So this is just for creating the post, storing the post, sorry. So here, before we store the post, we are going to validate something here. So we are going to check the validate, and then here we are going to have this, and then I'm going to use a try catch statement, whereby I'm going to check for any errors by using the try catch statement here. So here I'm having a title which is equal to at this keyword. So here we have title. So that is the first thing we are going to create, and of course the other one we're going to create is the description, whereby going to have something like this. So here we have this, then of course we're going to have the description that way. So here this is going to be this way, and then the description, and then of course after doing this we are going to close that. Now once that is done, of course now that means it is stored. It has been, of course, it has been stored. We are going to use a session flash message to show that the post has been created successfully. So here we are going to use the flash. So that is it. So that is success. And then here, of course, here we'll have, let me just use single. So here we have post. Sorry. So here we have post created successfully, like that. Then we can have those two exclamation marks. So that is it. So the post will be created successfully. And then here, there's something I'm going to do here. I'm going to say this keyword, you're going to reset the fields. Of course, once the post has been created, you're going to reset the fields like that. And then here, I'm going to use also this keyword to also add the post. In other words, remember here, so here now you need to understand something here. This one, I'm going to set it to false. The reason being, so let's look at something here. You can see here we had the add post. So the add post here, what it was doing, we set it to true. So that now this one will now add our post to within our application, right? Within our application. But now the store post is going to store the post within our database. So that's where the difference is coming from. Now, since you have set this one false, now I'm using the try catch. So the try catch here, I need to catch if there is any exception, that is any error that comes in. So here I'm going to use the exception, and then I'm going to define this like that. So we are going to have this one this way. And then here, I'm going to have a session. If there's any error that comes in, we're going to have a flash message like that. This flash message is going to be, it's going to say something like something went wrong, like that. So that is what is going to happen here. So I'm going to set it that way. Now here we only need to remove one. So this one we need to have, they need to be two. And of course, okay, so we have the one, sorry, we have, this one should be for the main. And then what else are we missing here? So what we have here is the, okay, so this is where we have, we need that semicolon there. Okay, guys, so that is it on that part of the story. So now what we need to do is that we need to show existing post data in the edit post form. For example, we now need to perform the edit. So we need to perform the edit. So that's it. So that's what we need to make here. So here I need to have public function, and then I'm going to call this one edit post. So here I'm going to pass a parameter here of the ID so that we can grab the ID of the post. And of course here I'm also going to have the try catch, for example. So what I may want to do here is let me use this one here up to that part here, and then let me just have this. So we are just going to edit some few things. So here, instead of having the post, here I'm going to have post like that with the dollar sign. So that means a variable. And then I'm going to do this. So we are defining this one from the post model. So we're having something like, and then I'm going to use a PHP statement which is find or fail. Find or fail is a PHP statement which is either going to find the ID of the post, or if it can't find the ID of the post. So So we're going to have that, and then here, let me remove this. So here I'm going to use an if statement, which is going to check um, it's going to check if not post, then we need to have a session flash message. Is going to say so here we have the error, and then here we have the post not found. Sorry, this is a post not found. So that is what we have there. So it's going to check if there's no post, then the post is not found, meaning there's no post here. Now the next thing here, so we are going to have some items here. Let me remove this one as well. So let me remove that one. So here we are going to have an else statement. So the else statement here, I need to pick this one like this, and then I need to add it there. Sorry, this should be, it's trying to make my code look elegant. Okay, so here we need to close that one like that. So else, then if the post is there, then now this is now the other statement here. So here we are going to have title. So title is equals to, so title is equals to, that is post. So get the post title. Of course, we close that like that. So so get the description as well. So description. So here we are going to have same thing as well. So here we're going to have post description like that. And as well, we continue doing for the rest of the other posts. So I think we need one more. So now this one, the other one is going to find is also the post ID. So here we're going to have the post. We're going to match the post ID. As well, we're also going to have the update post and the add post. So here we're going to have the update post like that. So the update post here, what we're going to do here, we are going to set it to true because we want to update our post. And then we are going to have the add post. So we're also going to call the add post. Should not be this like this. So this one we are going to set it to what? Somebody should guess there. We are going to set it to false like that. So that is now on the else statement, and then the catch statement here is going to have an error, something went wrong. That is if we don't get to update our post. So that is it. So there's nothing hard there. This code is very quite easy to understand because here we are using the find or fail, which is a PHP function, and then we are passing the ID. So we are checking if there is no post, then print the statement. If there is post, then update the title, the description, and then of course the post ID. And then we are using the update post function to setting it to true, and then the add post we are setting it to false. So that is it. So the next thing here is we're going to do is now we are going to have the function for updating the post. So now this is edit post, and then of course once you have edited the post, of course now you need to update your post. That is what we need to have here. So here we need to set a function which is public, and then we are calling the update. Sorry, so this is the update. So the update post. Okay, so within the update post, we are first going to validate, like that. And then here we are going to use the try catch statement. So the try catch statement, of course, catch statement is that one that is on that part there. So here we have the exception, and of course we have that. So that is the catch statement, and of course we need to open that and close it that way. So that is now our try catch statement. So let's begin now. So here on the try part, what you're going to do here, of course, we are finding and updating our post. So the first item here we're going to set is post. So here we're going to go to the posts model like that. And then here we are going to use the find keyword, whereby we are going to use this keyword to get the ID of a post. So post ID like that. And then here I'm going to have the post, which is equal to, sorry, this should not be this way. So we are having the title, which is equal to, so it is equal to this keyword, and then we are matching it with our title. So we are finding the title of the post, of course. So it is just, so it's easy just finding the title of the post. So here we have in the post, and then, sorry, it should be this way. It should be that way. So the post title using that. Now this keyword, somebody would be asking, what is the function of this keyword? So the function of this keyword is just points to the current variable that we are working with. And of course, it is this title here. So the next one is also, I'm going to copy this and then paste it there. And of course, I'll change this one to description. So the same thing here. So change this to description. Okay, so I've changed this to description, and then the other part is we're going to save our posts like that. So that's it. Okay, so now the next item is to use the flash. Sorry, this should be, so it's to use the flash, and then of course here we're going to have something like success C is double. Okay, so here I'm going to have post updated successfully. So post updated successfully, just like that. And then what else do we need? So we also need to reset our fields once we are done with updating our post. So here we're going to have reset fields like that, and then we just close it that way. And then of course, what else do we need to have? We also need this. So we need this keyword. So we need to call the update post, of course. And then the update post here is going to be false. So why is it going to be false? Because once we have validated and updated our post and we have reset our fields, so we don't need to call it again. So that's why we are setting it to false. Let me just try to do some. Okay, so now we are done with the false. So let's go to the catch statement. Now, in case that doesn't work, that's when the catch will be called. So here we are having this, then I'm using the flash, of course, and then here using the error. So here we are going to have something, so something went wrong, of course. So that is what will be, then we can have something like, please try again. Remember, you can edit this one however you want to. So this is just a template for you to get started with. So here we have exception. I don't know why this one looks like it's not defined. Okay, so that's it. So that's it on the update. That's it on the update. Now we also have the cancel add and edit form and redirect to post listing page. For example, if you cancel, for example, you did not want to save a post or create update a post. So that's why you saw the cancel statement. So here we're also going to make a function for the cancel. So we have cancel post. So we have something like this. So we have so here what we have this keyword, and then it's going to point to add post like that, and then this add post here, I'm going to set it to false like that, as well as this. So I'm also going to grab this and then set it to false as well, because we are just canceling, so that's why they are all coming to false. So we have that, and then so we have also reset fields, which we are also going to return. We're also going to call reset field. So we have set all of them to false by canceling our post. Now let's do the last one. So the last one is to delete a specific post. So we also have the cancel. We also have the delete part of it. So the delete part here, we're going to have also a public function. So the public function, of course, is to delete a post. So we have in that. Okay, so the delete post here, I'm also using the try catch here. And of course, within the try catch here, I have the catch. So I have the catch. So I'm having the catch, and then of course that. Okay, so within the catch, here within the post, delete post, I'm going to call the ID of the post here. So here I'm passing the ID of the post so that the post will be targeted and then deleted. So here we need to have this. Okay, so what are we having within our try? So here I'm going to use the posts model. Then I'm going to find the post ID. It should be that one there. And then I'm going to delete it. So it's simple as that. So finding the post ID, and then I call the delete function, and then to delete. Now once the post has been deleted, we need to have a success message. So I'm going to use the session, of course, within Laravel. So here I'm going to call it, and then I'm going to have success like that, and then here what we have is post. So post has been deleted successfully. So we have in that. Okay, so that is what we have. I don't think we need anything else to add to this part. So this one is just going to be that way. And of course, I'm going to have another one here. So let me copy that one. So we are going to have another one there. Now this one is going to be error. So this one is going to call the error, and then of course here we're going to have um, something went wrong, just like that, and then that's all. So that is it. So that is our logic behind this application. Um, Now you can see here we have not created the post model. You can see here we have the post model, but it has not been created. So we need to create that as we continue. So I'm going to come back again here and then create a post model. But so far, this is what we have our uh, within our post.php, which is the component. So now let's go and create the view, and then the view should be the post blade. Of course, now the view is this one. So now this is the view here, which is within the Livewire, and then the post blade. So remember, within the Livewire, you always have to append these two divs. However, if you remove them, you'll have problems within this application. So we need to have that one set like that. So now this view is the one that is going to return whatever the logic that we have created within this part here. So the first thing here I'll do is let's begin by creating some classes within Bootstrap, because I'm using Bootstrap here. So this is just a sort of front end whereby I'm going to set the medium screen here to 8, and then I'm going to have this MBP2, that is for, so I'm going to have something like that. I'm going to have something like that. Now, when a post has been created or deleted, you need to have the success message and a failed message, that is error. So for me to call this, I'll need to append um, some Laravel. Not la, I'll need to have I'll need to create a session which is going to call the success or failed. Now this one is very easy. I'm not going to call this one. I'll just copy and then explain it to you. So now this is what I have. So within here, I'm having something like this. So what I'm having here is, if session is successful, then this is what will be printed out. If there is any error, this is what will be called out. And of course, this other statement here is to add, that is to create a post or update a post. Now this one, we are going to add it as we continue. So I'm going to add um, a create or delete or update a post, of course. So I've just copied them, but we're going to implement them as well. So that is it on that, up to that part there. So here, this is going to be closed by that div, and then remember, the original divs have to be there, and then this one is going to be that way. Okay, so the next item here is to create another div here. So I'm going to have another div here for class, which I'm going to set this to medium screen, and then I'm going to put them to 8 as well. So they're going to occupy 8. Sorry, going to occupy my at. So that is, yeah. So 8 columns, and then within the 8 columns, I'm going to have a div class of card. So I'm going to have that, and then here I'm going to have another div. So this div is going to have the card body. So we have the card body like that. Okay, so the card body, and then within the card body, now within the card body, we are going to make something here. We are going to make the button for adding a new post. So adding a new post, we are going to make a button. Now within that button, we are going to add a Livewire component, which is called Livewire click, so that when somebody clicks, it's going to call this function here. It's going to call this function here, which is to add a particular, which we have set it to true. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going first to make the button. And the button, I'm going to make it with Livewire click, and then here I'm going to add. So here I'm going to have this. I'm going to call this add post that we created earlier, which is the function, and then here we're going to have class class of btn from bootstrap, so btn, then btn, btn primary, like that, and then I'm going to have btn small, and then I'm going to set it to float. So float right, like that, and then going to close this. So we need to close of course, we need to close this, and then this one I'm going to set it to new, that is add new post, of course. Yeah, and then the button has been closed. So that is what we have, or that is the button we have there. Now there's something here we need to add here. Now within this button, I'm going to add at if statement here, which is going to check um, if there is no post to add. That is going to check if there is no, that is if there is no any post to add here, and then I'm going to have an end if statement. Now this is going to make logic for you as we continue, because here what we are doing here, we are checking if we are adding, if there's no post to be added, then this button will remain as it is. So as we continue, this is going to make it's going to make sense. So here, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a table, and then this table, I'm going to call it table responsive, like that, and then I close this one that way. So yeah, that is what we have. And then now let me not, since this is front end, and I've done some tutorials on front end, so let me not dwell much on this. So let me just copy this part here. So this is the part I've copied. So it's just simple. So we are just making a table responsive, and then we are describing the up to where we have the T body, the name, description, action. Now after the T body, there's something here we are going to create. We are going to call the if statement, which is going to count the posts that we have so far, and then it's going to list them within our page. So that is what we have there. So so what we have, if they are greater than 0, of course, so what we are going to do here is that, remember here we are checking the count. So if, and then, sorry, there's, okay, so that is it. So, and then we use the for each. So the for each, and then here we're going to check post. That is, we're going to have post as post. So what we are doing here, we are looping over the posts. So just to check within our post table here. So we check within our post, and then here we have the table row. So this table row is going to have the TD, so the table column, like that. And then within it, within the table column, we are having this post, which is now moving to, in other words, we are just rendering the title of the post within our application. I believe if you have done other applications, this should be something easy for you. So we are also having another column there, and then this column, of course, we're also going to have it that way. And then this one is going to call the post, and then it's going to append the description of the post that we are creating. Right, guys, so that is it. So the post, and then the description. Now we are also going to add other two items so far. So here we're also going to have another um, other column here. Now this column here is going to have a button, and this button is from the Livewire. So we are going to call the Livewire click, and the Livewire click, what we are doing here, we are So I'm calling the edit post. So remember the edit post is this one here. So the edit post is this one here. So this is what I'm calling here within this part so that we can click to edit our post. So here we have this. So here we have the post. Sorry, so this is post, and then we are getting the ID of the post. We close that, as you can see. Then here we have the class. So the class here is BTN, of course. So BTN. So this is so BTN, and then primary. So BTN and then primary. So here we have this. Okay. So we are calling the BTN, and then I don't know what happened here. So this should not be that way. Okay, so BTN and then BTN SM. Sorry, this is BTN SM, and then we close like that, and then here we have the edit. So that is what we have. So what I'll do, we also have for deleting the post, and for deleting the post should be this one. So deleting the post will be like so. This is how it will be. Just trying to match the code. So this is what we have. So what we have in here is that it is calling the emit. We are using emit. So it is calling the delete post listener. Remember, this is the one that we created at the initial start of this logic part of our application. So this logic part of our application here, where is it? Yeah. So it's going to listen for this event, and then it's going to match this to our delete post within where we created it here, and then it will call, and then it will now delete our post. So that is what we have on that part there. So that is it up to that part, and then we close our table there. And then of course, since we started with what we started with the if count, if post is greater than 0, we're also going to end this for each. We're going to end this for each like that. Now we're also going to use the else. For example, if we don't have that, then I believe you should guess this. You should be able to know what this will do. So this is TR, that is the table row, and then within the table row, we are going to have these columns. So the first column here we're going to have is going to have a column span. So the column span is going to be that way. So this we're going to align this part on the center. Then we're going to give it going to have this aligned with the center. Now this is what we're going to say here, no post uh, found. Okay, so yeah, so no post found. So it means there's no post within that application of ours. So, and since we just so we are going to also have we started with the if count if post is greater than 0, and then we use the for each to loop within our post and uh, present them within our web browser. Now we also have this the if, whereby it counts if the post is greater than 0. So what we're going to have here, we are going to close this with end if. So we are going to close that with end if, and of course we are going to have the T body there, which is going to close the T body, and then we close the table like that. Remember where we started from. So guys, I believe you are getting this. So that is it. So that is it. So guys, so that is it. on the part for post bled, the part for post bled, and all the divs are okay. Okay, guys, so that is what we have on this part for post bled. Now, the other part we are going to do is to create the post model within our application here. So here I'm going to create a post model. Now, this post model is the one that is going to do the eloquent, whereby we are going to have our database, that is creating a database and then a table within our database. So here I'm going to run PHP artisan, sorry, not SAP, PHP artisan make a model, and then here I'm going to have the M. The M means do migration after creating this. So we are going to have that. So now our post, not our post, but our model. So this is within our models here. So we have our model which has now been created. Now what we need to do within the post model, it's very simple. This is what I'm going to have. So I'm going to define protected, and within protected I'm going to use the fillable uh, for mass assignment within my application, whereby I'm going to have the title, and then here I'm going to have uh, description like that. So that is what we are going to have there. Okay, so that is it. So okay, so now, and then I'm also going to have the public timestamp here. So this public timestamp is going to have I'm going to set it to true so that it can give me the dates within my application. So that's it, guys. So that is what we are going to have within this part for mass assignment. So I'm going to save this. Now I wonder if we run this application and see where we are so far. But since we don't have the database and so forth, so let's just continue. Okay, so that is now done. So the other part here we are going to do, of course, is to look for the tables. There should be a table that has been created here. So this is what we are going to have here. So within our table, this is what I'm adding. So I'm adding the string, of course, the title, and I'm setting them to nullable, and then the text, and then I save this. So this is done. So I can remove that. So now once that has been set, the next item is now we can run this migration, and of course here I'll need to locate for my database. So let me, not my database, remember here I'm using XAMPP. So this is the XAMPP that I'm using here. So what I'll do here, I'll just click new here to create a new database. So here I'm going to create, so I'm going to have Laravel 9. I'm going to have Laravel Livewire. Sorry, I'm going to have, let me have Laravel 9 blog. Let me just have that. So it is Laravel 9 blog. So locate your .env file and then update it with that. So here I'm just having this, and then that is set. So here I'll run the artisan migrate like that. And of course, it's going to create whatever we have created within our table. So guys, so that is it now. So that is it now. We have so far that is what we have. Now what I need to create next, we need to create two files. We need to create the create and the update. Create and update. So what I'm going to have here is now look at it, look at this part here. So within our Livewire here, within the views Livewire here, this is the part that I'm going to create I'm going to have the two. So here I'm going to have create blade .php, and then I'm also going to have the update blade.php. So I'm going to have those two. So within the create.php here, it's very simple. So what I'm going to have here is basically what we have in here is just some front end, and then so let me just update this one for you. I may not need to code this one. So this is what I'm having. So within the create blade, what I'm having is I'm having a title. When you click create, you're going to be presented with the title, and then the title here we have, for example, is checking an error. If, for example, remember within our post.php, which is very important, we have validation here. So remember here we have defined our variable, that is the Livewire way of starting your component. Now here we have validation, for example, when we are storing our post here. So we come here to validate. So we are having the validation that is happening within our application here. So that is what I'm having. And then here we have the save and cancel. Remember we created the two buttons here for save and canceling. So remember, so we have the cancel here, and then of course for the save is when you now click create a post, for example here. So you can see here we have the store, and then of course here we have the add post, which you have set it to true. So basically that is what is going to happen. So the within, so that's why we can see here we are calling the store for saving, and then we are calling the cancel function for deleting, sorry, for canceling a post. So that is what we have on the create. So not to make this tutorial to go long, so we also have for updating our post like this. So this is what we have. So to update our post, this is also what we are having. So it's simple. So this is Bootstrap. So we are checking for the title and then the error messages that are going to be printed in case you don't submit something there. And then we are calling the save through the update. So you can see here the update. So when you go to post.php, you can see here we have the update here. So where do we have it? So we have it here. So the update post.php. So this is the one. So we are calling this part here so that we can update our post and so forth. And then the other one here that we have in is the cancel. Also the cancel is going to cancel the post. So we are calling the cancel so that if you don't want to update your post, maybe you have just changed your decision. So that is what we have on that part there. Now the last part here is we are going to have is to create the home blade. So the home blade is going to be within the views, and then within the views here, I'm going to create home blade.php. Now the home blade.php basically is to render our post within our our browser here. So within our browser here, of course, that is the home page in short. So here, what you're going to have here is very simple. So this is what I'm having. So within the post, within the homeblade.php, I'm having this. I'm importing Bootstrap, of course. So I'm using the CDN for Bootstrap. And then here, I'm having the Livewire, CRUD blog. So Livewire CRUD blog, and then uh, I'm setting something here. There's a div I'm defining here. Now, part is very important. When you create any Livewire application, and you want to render it in any part of your application, what you need to do, you just need to call this at livewire.post, which is now going to call this part here, this post.blade.php that we created on this part here. So it's going to call that, and as well, the Livewire scripts are the scripts within our Livewire um, framework, and as well the Livewire styles here, it is now going to call the styles within our Livewire um, uh, framework. So the styles are going to be called, and then they are going to be rendered within our application. So now the last thing is, so if you have any question, please comment them in the comment section below. So now here, I'm going to change this to home. So I'm going to return the view home because this is now what I want to showcase. And here I'm going to, so here I'm going to read. So let's run this application and see the workings of this application. So application is running. So let's see if this everything is working well. Okay, guys. So now this is what we are having as an error. So it is saying it is unable to find the post. It's unable to find uh, the component post. So let's just check within our application. So that should be on post. Okay, so this is where we have the render for our post. Now, there's something I've also forgotten. We need to have we need to have imported this. So we forgot to import the models and then slash post as post. Sorry, this is like that. So we need to have that one. So use app models. Uh, yeah, so post is post. So this should be it. I don't know what's the issue. So we are locating the yes. So this is it. So this should be this way. So guys, to eliminate this error, so what I'll do here, because it is saying I'm declaring two post variables uh, the same. So what I'll do here, I'll just have to change this to post.php like that. And then here I'm going to have post and then it's post. And then of course, since now the class has been changed to post, it's now going to be post like that, so that this error will go and so that we can also have our class imported. Okay, so now let's run this application again. If that should be the error. We also have, okay, so undefined constant post is on this line. Okay. Now on this error, I've just realized that I did not add the dollar sign there. So that should be, so that is dollar sign. So let's see if there is any other error. So here we have another error. So argument must be of type countable array or null given. So this on this part here. So this part here is the part that counts our post. So also this one is count. So we are counting post. So I'm counting the post variables. The post variables. So going back to post. Sorry, going to post dot the Livewire here. So here we defined post. So I just forgot and wrote post alone. So that should be it. Okay, so we are done. So this is what we have. So now let's see if we are able to create a post. So how to blog using Livewire. In this post, you will learn how to design a blog using Laravel Livewire. Okay, so now this is what you have. So okay, so let's save and check if everything is working. So I can see everything is working. I don't know about the something wrong with the edit, the action and the edit. So there's some classes here. Okay, so what I'm saying here, let's try to edit this post. Let's make it shorter. I think that's why the edit and then let's save. So you can see the edit is working, and as well we can delete our post. So let's see if the delete is working. So the delete functionality seems is not working. So let's check also on this one, because I'm trying to delete is not working. So let's check. So what we have here is that we have this is what we have. So we have the delete post listener event. So that is what we have. So let's check on our post.php uh, post sorry, we changed to post, not post. So what do we have here? So let's check on the delete post. So here we are calling the function delete post ID, and then we are finding the post ID, of course, and then we are deleting. Then we are calling the slash, the session flash, of course, and then the catch statement, which should catch if anything goes wrong. Now here, let's go to since there's nothing, let's go to the listeners and let's check. So within the listeners here, what we have is delete post listener is equals to delete. Sorry, so here there is a misspelling mistake. So it should be listeners. So it should be listen and then like that. So it should be listeners in that way. Because what is happening is that we are calling this particular function here to listen for this event of post listener. So post listener, so listen from delete post, which should be this one here. Delete post here, so that now it can find the ID of the post and delete the post. Yeah. So let's delete. Okay, so that is working. So we have our full application working. So let's meet in the next video.